Hey, today I'm going to show you how to transform this vintage leather jacket into this way cooler version with a whimsical, almost medieval vibe. And we're doing it with just stencils and leather paint. First up, the diamond stencil. For this, you'll need your printout, an acetate sheet, a ruler, a permanent marker, and a precision blade. Here's the thing. I use this exact same process for every stencil I make, no matter how complex. Print the design, trace it onto the acetate, then cut it out. If you've watched my previous videos, you know I'm obsessed with stencils for customizing clothes. They're super easy to make, crazy cheap, and they let you get so creative. For painting, I grabbed 3 colors, but ended up only using black. I'm using leather-specific paint, by the way. You'll also want some brushes. A round one, and 2 finer ones for details, plus your stencil and some gloves. First step, slide something rigid inside the jacket. I'm using an MDF, but literally anything works. Starting on the back, placing that first diamond right in the center. Now, important, don't overload your brush. You want light tapping motions until you cover the surface. Quick note, all the materials I'm using are linked in the description. And please, don't confuse leather dye with leather paint. Dye is super watery, almost like water, and the leather just drinks it up. Great for large areas where you don't need detail. Paint, though, it lets you define those edges way better. It sits on top of the leather instead of soaking in. Between diamonds, I hit it with a hairdryer to speed things up. Also, dry the stencil, just to be safe. Okay, messed up here and got a stain on the jacket. But hey, happens to the best of us. To avoid more accidents, I'm adding masking tape to mark my boundaries. To place the next diamond, I mark a tiny dot as reference, then align that dot with the bottom tip of the next diamond. I could use a ruler and measure everything, for sure. But with the irregular cut and leather texture, I prefer doing it by eye. Well, I did it again. Paint seeped under the stencil. So I'm using a cotton swab with nail polish remover and gently rubbing. Sounds scary, I know, but this actually worked on that previous stain too. You can still see it a bit after drying, but once we add the aging effect, gone. For areas where the leather folds and it's hard to keep flat, I'm ditching the stencil and drawing the diamond freehand. Then filling it in manually. I'll repeat this on all tricky zones. Otherwise, the paint will keep bleeding underneath. I'm honestly in love with these diamonds. They add so much personality. Moving to the front now. When I'm deciding what to stamp, the first thing I look at is the jacket's existing cuts and details. Leather jackets are way more interesting than jeans for this. I like leaning into those cuts. Like here, it emphasizes what's already unique about the piece and makes the design feel integrated, not just slapped on top. By the way, this tutorial happened because someone commented asking for it. I can't always do requests, but I do read everything. So feel free to drop a comment about what you'd love to see next. Finishing up all the front diamonds. Next step, using this stencil on the back. Remember, keep that rigid base inside. Same technique as before, light brush, gentle taps. But this time, I'm not going for solid black. I want to leave some lighter areas, focusing on defining the outer edges of the design. This stencil design, and the next one I'm using on the sleeves, are part of my Whimsical bundle, 30 downloadable designs. Links below the video. Now using the same stencil on the flap, but positioned differently. Oh, if you're enjoying this, hit subscribe. We're growing every week. Now the sleeves. Another stencil design, more vertical this time. Same technique of leaving the center a bit open. And yes, I hand cut these too, just like I showed you with the diamond. Though if you have a Cricut machine, so much easier. Other sleeve. Important, mirror your stencil. Flip it so everything stays symmetrical. Like I said, I'm highlighting what the jacket already has, like this epaulette. Quick heads up, this is real leather, soft to the touch, almost fuzzy, with great absorption. But if your jacket is more treated and slippery, let's say, you'll want to use a leather prep liquid before painting, and seal it with a leather paint protector at the end. Links for all that below. I didn't need prep here because it absorbs beautifully, and I'm not sealing it either. Even if it gets minor marks where it folds most, that's fine. That's exactly the aged look I'm going for. If you have faux leather though, I'm planning a future tutorial with a completely different technique, perfect for that material. Now, with a softer brush, I'm starting the aging effect. Added a little tray to offload excess paint, essential that the brush isn't too loaded. Focusing on the seams first, then blending inward. Better to build this up slowly. If you go too heavy and get a stain you can't remove, not fun. These jackets are everywhere in thrift stores. I got mine super affordable. And I was thinking, if this were black instead of brown, this design in white would look incredible, even this aging on the seams. As always, feel free to leave any questions you may have in the comments. Look at this comparison, with and without the aging. This design feels like whimsical circus meets cowboy. I was worried it wouldn't match my vision, but I'm so happy with how it's turning out. And we're here, the final result. Look how well the paint integrates with the leather. The texture is still there. If you liked this, subscribe and drop a like. See you next week.